Hi everybody, welcome. It's Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, so it's time for Stamping with Denise. Welcome, I'm so glad you're here. I have a great card to show you tonight. So, just a little bit of housekeeping. Please, I would love it if you would share my video and then comment shared down below in the comments. And if you do that, you get a chance to win the card I'm making tonight. Remember last week I made this beautiful fun fold card using the Bloom Where You Are Planted bundle or suite of products. I love it with this window sheet here that makes it, you can see through it like a window, this window sheet. So this card's going to Darlene Clark. So Darlene, I will get this card out to you as soon as possible. Okay? Thank you so much for sharing my video. If you're watching me on YouTube, I would love for you to subscribe and then click the little bell so you get notified when I upload a new video. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started right away. I have a fun one to show you tonight. Okay, they're changing views. I have this great card. It's three-dimensional. You can see it has some layers to it there. But the great thing is it folds flat to fit into an envelope. Just like that. Perfect. Okay, so what I've used, the bundle I've used for this set is Penguin Place. I know I used it a couple weeks ago, but I thought it was great to use again. And for this particular card, I've used these two little penguin guys. And this punches out this little penguin right here. So, and the other thing I use, I don't know if you noticed that paper in the background with the trees on it. That is some of the free designer series paper that you can get during celebration. Excuse me. Remember, you can get this designer series paper. There's 12 sheets, 2 each of 6 double-sided designs for free with a $50 order before shipping and tax. So one side will have cute little critters on it. The other side will have some kind of a more neutral or patterned design on it. Geometric sometimes, stripes. You understand. So it's just a great pack of paper, especially with the holidays coming up. If you make special cards for your friends. So, and this little penguin figure right here, you can punch out using this punch. So for the card I'm going to put together tonight, I've punched this penguin out. I have fussy cut with my scissors, this polar bear, and this tree to put this, in your card for tonight. The one that we're going to make tonight, rather than stamping the penguins, just to show you something different. So we're going to get started. My piece of paper is 4.5 or 4 1/4, excuse me, by 11. It's half of an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. Let me get my trimmer here. Yay. Let me get my cutting blade out of the way so that I don't accidentally cut myself. And we are going to score it here at a 1/2 inch. Let me look at my measurements here. This is a 1/2 inch, 4 1/2, 5 1/4, and 9 3/4. There we go. There we go. And this I'll need my trimmer back. I'll pull it back. My prototype I made, the seam was in the back, which was probably okay because I was going to put a you know, would have put a piece of something over it that I had written a note on. But I really wanted the edge to be on one of the corners so it wasn't so noticeable. So I don't know if you can see what I've done there. The folded over edge, you know, corner is right here, or the piece where it's adhered together, and this is the open edge right along this corner. So it really doesn't show. I just think it's a nicer presentation. Excuse that. I accidentally put it in the ink. So that's the reason why I like to close up my ink pads as soon as I'm done. So let me get my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, bring it up here. I did tell you guys I was thinking about buying the little one, and I did. Yay. It's too small for this particular project because the way I'm running the paper through. Let me make sure now, and if that's the back, this is actually going to be the front right here. This one here. So I have one of my circle dies, and I'm going to put that on there. I'm going to cut this circle. I'm going to try to center that the best I can. I'm not at the greatest angle when I sit down. I'm going to use a piece of washi tape just to kind of put that in place. And we're going to put this down. So now this, you know, you could use a die of any shape. It could be oval, it could be rectangle, it could be square. Really, it's up to you. I just chose the circle. So let me get my machine out of the way. And when you use washi tape, just be careful pulling it off because you can tear your paper. Okay, perfect. And there you go. Okay, let me put that out of the way. So, there's my front. I am going to go ahead and make sure, yep. I'm going to go ahead and fold on the score lines and use the bone folder to make nice sharp creases. So anyway, we were talking about placing an order for celebration to get this, so you could get this designer series paper for free. If you're interested, just go to my store, denisewill.stampinup.net, and you can place your order. If it's under $150 before shipping and tax, please put that host code in. If it's more than if it's $150 or more before shipping and tax, please don't use the host code because you'll get free things along with your free celebration. So Stampin' Up! Takes great care of all of its customers and its demonstrators. It likes to give us freebies. So while we're here, I'm going to go ahead and I am going to stamp my sentiment. Be cool, be chill, be merry. I just think that's a cool sentiment. I'm going to put it right down here. And it's really the only stamping I'm doing for this version of the card today. Because remember, I cut out of the paper the things that we're going to put on the inside of this card. So the other thing I did was I used a piece of soft seafoam, and I used the same die that I used for this, and then I used the scallop that was just big enough, and I cut out this little scalloped frame and put it right on here. So let me use my Tombow glue again. This is, you know, a little dab will do ya on this. And tonight, Tombow's going to be our friend in so many ways. Okay. We use this too. And I'm just going to place this here. Whoops, doggone. There we go. There. Okay, so the little frames, and I just think that adds a little bit of touch. Let me get my adhesive eraser. If you don't have one of these, you need them in these. You can find them at your local craft store. They can help you get little extra bits of adhesive off. Sometimes you have to be a little bit gentle and persistent, but it's a great tool to have. So then I have a piece of that designer series paper, the one with the trees on it, and I've cut this 4 by 4. Now you'll see that it doesn't quite go to the bottom, and that's okay because our pieces that we're going to put in here are going to cover this up and you'll never see it. But by cutting it at 4 by 4, it lets you get an even number of these squares out of a sheet of paper, because it's a 12 by 12 sheet of paper. And so if I'd gone 4 1/4, then I'd have, you know, a large amount of waste if I wanted to make a lot of these cards. So, and like I said, it's not going to show, because unless they look down here, you can see right down there, mine doesn't go all the way down, but when you're here, nobody can tell. And so I think it's absolutely fine. Just make sure your trees are oriented the right way. Okay. And I think, now before I had put my card together and then put my penguins on the layers. I'm going to try and see if I can put them on the layers before I attach the cross strips on the card. So let me get my trimmer out and we will make, you'll see what I'm talking about here. Let me get this. I want to cut this piece. Oh, something I wanted to do too on this little piece, that's the tab that's going to hook it, you know, let it attach to itself. I like to cut these little corners off. It helps me get a better kind of fit. So, okay, this here is 4 by 4 1/2. Let me double check here. And yeah, 4, but you definitely want 4 1/2, because you need this 4 inches, plus you need a 1/4 inch on either side to attach it. So I chose 4 1/2. It really could be any size you want, okay? So I've got 4 by 4 1/2. And we're gonna score at a 1/4 inch on each side, each of those sides. Just like that. Let me double check. Yep, that looks right. And then I'm gonna cut this down. I'm gonna make one of the strips 1 3/4. And so then that'll leave me with a larger one of 2 1/4. So that's why I did that way. There we go. And these are my 2 strips to go inside my card to put my little guys on. My little critters. Okay, so let me fold these. And remember, when you're scoring, when you're folding on a score line, you want to fold toward the mountain. When you score, I don't know if you can see. See, this side is kind of a valley. There's an indentation there. You flip this one side over and you can see it's kind of a mountain. We call that the mountain and that the valley. You want to fold toward the mountain. And it doesn't make sense. It's kind of counterintuitive, but it's the right way, because that's the way that the fibers have been broken by scoring your paper. So, I mean, I guess in the big scheme of things, it doesn't make a lot of difference. You just do what you do. Okay, now, when I did these cards, I made these both kind of slopey, but you know, I'm putting this bear on there, and for the most part, I don't know if I need to cut it down too much or not. I'll show you what I mean. And you can buy dies that are, you know, make curves, but you know what? You can just as easy. This is my one for the back. And let me look and see what I did. Okay, so I kind of went down, you know, and kind of went back up and down. And up. And there we go. And that's where this little penguin's gonna sit here. The penguin and the tree go on this spot. Okay. And he's gonna go on the front. And I'm trying to decide if I need to cut him down or not. Yeah, I do. You know why? Because then he blocks the penguin. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to go kind of take this down like this. And again, it doesn't need to be perfect. Okay. And those are pretty much what they looked like for when I did the penguins. So, you know, once these, like I said, I wanted to see if I could attach my critters on here before I put them in the card to see if it would be a little easier. I had done it after, and it was fine, but not great. I mean, and I think that'll work okay. I'm gonna try that. I had used glue dots for that, but I think because that was the easiest way to attach those, but since I'm doing this outside of my card, I'm gonna use my seal, Stampin' Seal. Okay. You're probably like, what's she doing stacking those? I just want to see how they're gonna look here when I put them in. Okay, so I'm going to put him here. I put my little penguin right there. So I'll put a little bit of this here. Look at that. Okay. And I may wait on my tree until I get them in, because, you know, see, they're going to sit kind of like that. And so I can probably put the tree back here somewhere, but I'm going to get them in first. Okay, and the last thing here on this, you know, and I thought about this, and I'm like, can I attach these before I close this up? But I think it's going to be kind of hard to do that and know that they're even. I just think it's going to be easier to do it once the card's closed up. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to use my seal. No, I'm not. I'm going to, on this one, on this I am going to use my Tombow. I'll show you again. And I'm just going to smear it around with my tip here. Here's the best way to do this. Look at that. Just kind of lay it down. Okay, so there's my card. So let's start with Mr. Polar Bear. I'm going to put him right about there. I think that looks good. So I'm going to kind of line him up with the bottom. Yeah, I like that he's kind of hiding behind the edge of that, isn't he? So I'm going to put some Tombow, not a lot. Again, this stuff it's for a project like this, Tombow is good for two reasons. One, a 3D project needs a little extra strength. Two, this Tombow gives you a few seconds to make some adjustments before you put it in for good. So he's the front layer. So what I'm going to do is put him, and I'm going to slide him straight down like that. I can move him back just a little bit, I think. I know it may be hard for you to see exactly what I'm doing, but I'll show you here in a second. There we go. that one's down. And this one here. Kind of want to make sure that they're even. And I'm not sure that mine are exactly even. I think we're gonna be good. Okay, so see, there's my first one. There's my bear. Doesn't he look cute? He's just kind of hanging out there. He's waiting for the penguin to join him. So let's get the penguin in. Normally, see, that's a little closer than this one was. I don't know that there's any right or wrong. It's just different. And if you were doing a lot of these, you could probably come up with a way to make sure that they were all uniform. But, you know, there's always more than one way to do something. So let me smear that around a little bit. Okay, put Mr. Penguin in here. Sorry if my head gets in the way. I just want to be able to know that I can see here. Oops, I'm going to move him back a little bit. There we go. There we go. See how he looks there? Okay. Whoops, that one came off. Try and get that to stay. Let me use my bone folder to kind of press it in place. Okay. There we go. Whoops. Why did that one not stay glued? Let me put a little bit more glue on that one. This could be tricky, but we're gonna get this figured out here. Okay. Okay, there we go. Didn't have any on my other ones not stick. So look at that. There we go. Fold that down. Press those down in place. Do the same going that way. And you know, it might lay flat better folded one way than the other way. You know, if I was going to mail this out, I would put it in this way, because then at least you'd see both penguins, you know. Or both penguins, both critters there. Okay, then we got to put our little tree on, and for that one I think I will probably use a glue dot here. And I get a little, okay, get a glue dot, just because that is super easy then to, you know, put it in place. Let me do it more like that. I'm gonna put it, how's that look? Maybe put it right there. And you know what I'm gonna do? There we are. Oops, my tree's a little drunk. There we are. It's straight now. So there we go. I mean, that's pretty much all there is to it. It's done. On this one, I had put some Winkastella on there, on the white, that was like the hills. You know, I kind of laid this down, and so anywhere that there would be, that it might show, I put a little bit of Winkastella so it would glitter. I mean, you can certainly do that. Let's see. Who doesn't like a little bit of Winkastella? You know. I mean, you could do this before you assembled it, but I wanted. So now it looks like there's snow that's kind of glimmering in the sun. Some shimmery snow. So there you go. I hope you like this card. I think it turned out really cute. And see, there it is from the inside. And he folds flat to go in an envelope, but looks really cute sitting on someone's desk or someone's mantle for Christmas time. So I want to thank you for joining me. I hope you like this card, and please come back next Monday night for another card with Stampin' with Denise. Bye everybody. Have a great week.